some content. So welcome everybody that's joining us today. We appreciate taking time out of your day to join us for, I guess, the third event in our Memphis World Trade Club virtual luncheon series this year. This is what we've improvised as our ability to engage the membership. So we appreciate folks, joining in and seeing what we can offer to the membership from a content and experience standpoint for the club. So my name is David Underwood. For those that don't know you, I'm the 2020 president of the Memphis World Trade Club, and really excited today to have our guest speaker joining us, Ms. Leigh Mansberg with Junior Achievement of Memphis in the Mid-South. And I'll introduce her in just a moment. I had a couple quick announcements for the club. Just kind of update on some of our events for the balance of the year. Really just wanted to make sure everybody understood what's on and what's not for the next few months. So just upcoming in August, we've got on August 4th, Randy Gulott with the American Trucking Association. He's the chairman this year for that organization, and he'll be joining us. And we're working on modifying that to be a virtual event instead of an on-site luncheon, but we'll keep everybody updated on that. Also in August, we have rescheduled our golf tournament to August 13th. And we'll be sending out a registration email to membership endeavoring for this week. And we're going to try something a little bit different this year from a bundling package for sponsorship, trying to combine the port night and the golf tournament. So stay tuned for that, and more details on combining a table at port night and a foursome at the golf tournament and a whole sponsorship. So we'll be looking for sponsors. Hopefully folks that have played in years past will join us again this year, and that's at Cherokee Valley again this year. So one cancellation is our Port of New Orleans trip for September of this year has been postponed to 2021, just due to the uncertainty with COVID and traveling and staying in a hotel, and just so we can enhance the experience for our membership going into next year. And last but not least, really from a major event standpoint, Port Night is still on, still set for October 15th at the Peabody. So looking forward to seeing everybody, and we'll stay tuned via e-blasts and notifications to the membership. So if anything changes, we'll be sure to let everybody know. Now on to our guest today, Leigh Mansberg. Sorry, Leigh, I don't know why I can't say your name. I apologize. She's going to talk to us today a little bit about Junior Achievement's plan for engaging our children in a better understanding of logistics, its impact in the Memphis economy, and the incredible potential for children to understand this industry. A little bit about Leigh and her background. She has 25 years of experience in educational leadership and human capital growth. Leigh Mansberg serves as the president of Junior Achievement of Memphis in the Mid-South. She is a rabid University of Memphis fan. I love that. Where she received both her undergraduate degree in liberal arts and her master's degree in education. Mansberg is an advocate for the entire Memphis area. Passionate about serving and improving the lives of children, she does this by forming dynamic and unlikely partnerships that focus on talent growth and development in order to improve outcomes. Her fundamental belief is that every experience and every opportunity is a chance for a child to grow and learn. Before joining Junior Achievement, she most recently served as COO of Epicenter, the Memphis region's entrepreneurial hub. Prior to her role at Epicenter, she served at Bridge Capital, Shelby County Schools, and St. Mary's Episcopal School. Her community work when not serving Junior Achievement focuses on empowering the voices of the diverse citizens of Memphis so that we might build a bright economic future for all of our community. So please join me in a warm welcome for Leigh Mansberg. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm so excited that y'all are my very first ability to teach and share our story through a web-based presentation. So we thought we would go big, and I'm excited to be presenting to you from BizTown. We are at our building at 307 Madison, and the world you see behind me is called JA BizTown, or Junior Achievement BizTown, where we teach children how to run a city. And you'll see all kinds of very cool businesses. We've actually created a world here that mirrors a city where our children learn, and they come here and spend 5 hours simulating a city after spending 12 hours with their teachers learning how to do that. So welcome from BizTown. And thank you for the introduction. You know a lot about me, but Memphis Tigers are my passion, and I'm excited to get to bring my passion for our city and growing our city into supporting our children and to share our story with you. So Junior Achievement, I've been here for 10 months now. And we're turning it into a school. And we're really posing the question, what does it mean for every child to be world ready? What does it mean for junior achievement to create a world that all of our children understand their potential and to create a dynamic economy? And we do that early so that they are prepared to join it. So we have decided that we're playing the long game. And particularly curious with the words logistics and intermodal and what that can mean when children understand that better, when children have a finite understanding of all the careers and all of the opportunities. Because there's this great quote, what does it mean to plant seeds for a future not our own? So at Junior Achievement, we believe that we are planting seeds for the children so that we see future growth. I think nothing is more important than that taking place right now, that we need to help our children become recession proof. We need to help them understand the careers that are out there so that when times like we're having right now, they are equipped with the skills to build and participate in an economy for a future. That means they understand the technologies, they understand the resourcefulness it takes to be a thriving member of a community. So when I got here in August of last year, I said to the staff, how are we going to do that? So the staff, which is an amazing but small but mighty team of 7 of us, and we typically serve 15,000 children a year, we decided we're going to build out a suite of middle school programs. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see how we're going to do that. So give me just a second, and here we go. So I'm going to. So where we are growing is that our hope is that our children will come to understand what it means to be a part of a pipeline for industry sustainability. And so as we meet with you today, how does Junior Achievement become a partner for your industry to continue to thrive, for a challenge to find more drivers, for a challenge to build a thriving culture where technology is able to really support and the children's skill sets in those areas is able to support. So as I shared with you, in 2021 currently, we run JA BizTown, and as our world has changed, we have changed. We've been able to take all of our programs virtual, so we will not have a disruption in our program delivery this year, which we're very proud of. The city that we're in right now, JA BizTown, will support 5,000 students in 5th and 6th grade, and we have 2 new programs that we're building in the Memphis community. So our 5th and 6th graders learn to run their own city. Then when they reach 7th grade, we've introduced a new program called Finance Park Virtual. So if you can run a city, then you need to find your job in that city and learn how to live on what you make. So this year in our beta test, we'll have 2,000 students who will be participating in it. It will be launching in August, this coming August, with 7th graders from throughout our city. And we're very excited to announce that we have a very specific partnership with the Shelby County Schools Career and Technical Education Department, which has 1,000 students in it per grade level. For the group that we're sharing with today, that is of particular importance to build a dynamic relationship with that group. And we decided that instead of waiting to high school to build that dynamic, that we would do it in middle school. Because what if we could train middle school students so that they were really ready to use their high school careers better? So in 7th grade, they learned personal budgeting to live on what they make. And in May of 2021, our 8th graders, 2,000 students, an additional 1,000 from the Shelby County Schools Career and Technical Education Department, will be providing this new program called Inspire Career Exploration, where we want to introduce children to the world that is logistics, and particularly that world that is Memphis logistics. So Inspire is very unique. It is nothing to do with pamphlets going out everywhere. It's everything about play-based learning with our students getting their hands busy. It will begin with 12 hours of in-class education. 6 of those hours will be our children learning industry-specific education. So they will be learning the history of intermodal transport, its effect on our community. They'll be learning all the different forms of logistics, from rail to river to truck. They will learn it all and understand the thousands of careers that build that industry and what keep it going. And then the second 6 hours will be about their creating resumes, learning soft skills, how to interact with people in these industries, and they will be taking a career assessment, not the I want to be this when I grow up. They'll be taking an assessment where they say, I like to work with my hands. I like to design things. I'm obsessed with technology. I love cars. I'm fascinated. They will learn the things that drive their curiosity, and then we'll help them then see the hundreds of careers that can connect with that curiosity. At the end of high school by 2023, by the end of middle school by 2023, our hope is that we will have educated our middle school children with 60 hours of workforce and financial literacy education, so that when they launch into high school, they know why they're going to high school. They understand what high school will help them do. They will understand the pathway to the careers that they are interested in. Just so you understand what Junior Achievement's reach is, we are fundamentally a tool for economic development. But we believe that economic development begins by inspiring and educating our children, and doing it sooner rather than later. We fundamentally believe that if we wait until 11th or 12th grade, we have missed the boat. We believe that this inspiration must take place in middle school, where it is not happening right now. So Junior Achievement reaches 22 different counties. In those 22 counties, there are 57,000 middle school students. There are 102 schools within those 22 counties. What if all 57,000 of those students could have 60 hours of Junior Achievement education? What if all 57,000 of those students had attended had been launched through the Inspire Career Exploration? So to do this, I wanted to show you what the Inspire is. But before I do this, I'm going to show you a sample of an Inspire that is incredibly successful. It's out of Indianapolis. Their Inspire, 9,000 children attend over 2 days. In Memphis, we will not be doing that. We are instead going to have our Inspire take place over 4 to 5 days. We would like to see 250 to 500 children. They have 4,500 children a day go through. We are going to create micro groups so that no matter what our health situation is next year, we're able to run the program in May of 21. And we want the children to be in small groups, because the great thing about being the first educator to lead Junior Achievement, small group learning works best. So enjoy. This is Inspire from Indianapolis. We know in Memphis, we can take this to a whole new level.
Today, we are very excited to be at the Indiana State Fairground, where we have a lot of our 8th graders participating in JA Job Smart, which is an incredible day for them to explore all the various career opportunities that they might think that they want to do in the future.
It's wonderful to see a place where kids can go and be inspired to see what's possible.
Oh my gosh, there's so many cool things here. So there's Revit 3D technology, there's small homes, there's places where they can build walls and tear them down. We've got medical sector, we've got real lungs breathing. There's just endless ways of getting hands-on today.
A lot of kids don't understand how the workforce operates. So with an event such as this, kids are able to actually see firsthand what's out there.
It gives you more of an idea of what you want to do.
It inspired me to become a lawyer, and it showed me how I can do that.
There's a lot of good things out here.
You can't be what you can't see. And so to have the opportunity to imagine all the various pathways that you could take for your career, it's really important.
Our involvement today is to kind of get the word out about our apprenticeship program. So we're kind of letting students know that there is an alternative to college.
To get kids excited and to be in innovation and discovery-minded careers, they need to understand what's possible and what jobs they can do.
We are always stronger when we're working together. Our young people, we know, are the future of our community and of our city. So what better way to connect with those young people than to be a part of a day like today?
I think it's important for businesses to participate in JA JobSpark because the workforce of the future is here. So coming in and sharing their industry, sharing their company really builds loyalty, builds interest, and really starts preparing that pipeline of workforce for their future endeavors.
This is our third year coming to the event, and every year it gets better, and I think the kids really enjoy it a lot.
So that's JA Inspire, and that is Inspire, and that is coming to Memphis in May of 2021. We're very excited that when our children experience it, so to have it, logistics will be a very large part of this. Imagine children entering into the logistics quadrant of Inspire. They will be educated on what careers can begin in the industry after high school, what certifications they would need. They would learn how much the different careers pay. They would understand what an associate's degree and what careers are available with an associate's degree and then with an undergraduate degree and how that can take you in a pathway in that profession. I know that Stephanie Ivy is with us today. We're very grateful that she will be a part of our Inspire design team next week. We're having our first meeting where we will be starting to actually build what this event is going to look like. But we don't think it's enough just to host an event. We're very proud at Junior Achievement that we have hired a collective impact and data specialist. So we're going to know what we've achieved. We're going to be measuring student experience throughout. We're going to be able to share with our partners what we're achieving, how can we refine it so that by the time we get to Inspire 2022, we keep making the event a stronger and stronger economic development tool so that our children understand that they are the future and we are in this for the long haul with them. And, you know, we are about building a pipeline to success for our children so that they can see, so that every child feels a sense of hope and vision for their own futures. If we can equip them with that, they'll take it and run from there. We know that about children, but they have to see the vision forward. They have to see the path forward. So I'm very excited to discuss this with you. I did not want to over talk for too long because I wanted to be able to answer all of your questions, but that's where Junior Achievement is in the future and where we are going. And we are building a culture of service to our partners. And we would love to answer questions to any of you about how we can we do all of this with a massive amount of participation of our business partners, of our volunteers, and they help us lead the way so that we are a solution provider in the community and that we're working together to build a better Memphis and Mid-South for our children. Thank you.
So if anyone has any questions about JA Inspire, what Junior Achievement is doing in the Memphis area. Oh, look, okay, we've got somebody. I attended Junior Achievement in high school years. That's so awesome, Francis. I learned so much about how companies operate. I love the direction it is gone. 8th grade is the best year to start. That's awesome feedback. Thank you so much. And I wonder, did you participate in our company program? There might be some of you who are familiar with JA Junior Achievement and its company program. Oh, great. Awesome. Yes. But like Leigh said, we're both currently downtown in our facility. Leigh is in JA BizTown. So if you have any questions about programming within JA BizTown or what we're doing, how you can get involved, please feel free to use the chat function now. Okay, we've got a question from Daniel. You may have mentioned this already, but JA would be working with, is JA working with the East High School T-STEM program?
So that's a great question. So what we want to do is, and we will appreciate all introductions at school. So one of the greatest resources our business community is for us is a source of connections to the community. So Maxine Smith, so finding the schools, the main schools that feed to East High School's T-STEM program, is to get to programs like Maxine Smith STEAM Academy and to have introductions there so we can pitch our program so that we are at Maxine Smith for every year. And what we want to do is get to all of the feeders for the East High School T-STEM program. Then what happens in the T-STEM program is we have amazing high school partners. We do have high school programs. So what we would be calling all of you to be a part of is, for example, our career speaker series and our launch lessons. So we go into high schools and we then start working with students very much one-on-one to help them get to our partners. For example, Light Memphis is a partner of ours. We want children who want to actually build entrepreneurial programs to find their place as one of 75 in Light Memphis. There are so many amazing high school programs, and we serve as a feeder to those programs. And then we serve as an educational introduction at all the schools. So for example, we were at the Davis YMCA in the Whitehaven community, where we brought an amazing collection of area entrepreneurs to the Davis YMCA and had so many young people get inspired and have hope as to how they can build their own careers, but what skills they would need to have. And so the Finance Park virtual program that you saw, we take that, we will have a new advanced version of that designed specifically for high school students. So as students are launching and having to actually create what does, you know, if I'm actually going to make $55,000 a year and I need to take on student loans, how do I figure this out? So in real time, it really helps them to do that.
We have another question from Robin. She says, he or she, excuse me, can't see anybody's face. A few years ago, there was a program with SCS CTE, and to create some pipelines similar to what it sounds like we're doing. There was logistics group that made up of school teachers, higher ed, and companies. Are you tapping into any of the folks involved with that?
Yes, so we are working, thank you for asking that question, Robin. We are working currently, I serve. I've just joined the Shelby County Schools with Phil Dotson, who will be serving on our Inspire Career Fair with Phil Dotson, and I am serving on their side to help them build out their virtual career fair series for them. And what we are doing, and the reason we're doing this, is to do this at no expense to Shelby County Schools. So one of the things that's very important to me is that we don't deny access because of cost to any child who goes to school within Shelby County Schools, where the majority of the students are at free or reduced price lunch, and where we have the bulk of our students economically disadvantaged. So what we have done in all of those schools, in all Shelby County schools, we have unlimited access to our programs. We will be providing a full suite to multiple high schools of high school curriculum, semester-long courses that will be business courses at no expenses to those schools, because we know the #1 barrier to access for many of our public partners is the cost of admission. So I don't accept that. So I believe that every child, if you want every child to be world ready, you cannot put obstacles to access in their way. And so that's why we are building a system, a really unique system, to make sure that we're available to every child in every school.
Daniel has a question for you, Leigh. We're still we still have a little bit of time out from the 2021 Inspire event, but how can companies who are interested get involved with that event?
That is a great question. We are going to need so many volunteers if we are going to, so the children, when they enter the event, will be paired with volunteers, so particularly industry-specific volunteers. So imagine that you would lead, it is almost like we call it the game of life. You would enter as a volunteer, you and your company would enter as a volunteer leading. Individual volunteers might take 2 or 3 children through to really make sure that the experience is a learning experience. The other side is we're building out the education. Make sure your industry is represented. We want to, the logistics industry is such a critical industry, as you all know very well, to the future of our economy. And we will have an ag component of there will be 6 industries represented this year in our first outing: logistics, agriculture, industry, hospitality, medical, med tech, and tech across the board, so that all industries will have a tech component. So your intellectual property, to make sure we get this right, investment in it. It does take an investment to make sure we are looking, and Ellen and I can certainly come out and help you educate all the team members, but we are looking for investment. But that is a conversation as we grow that out. But it is about making sure the education is right, making sure that the grown-ups show up, because the #1 lesson that our children learn from us, when grown-ups don't show up, they don't believe in the children. So the site I would love to see is for all of you who lead in the organizations, create days of service. We will help you build your company culture through service, and particularly service to our children. But when companies and adults show up for our children, they believe you actually mean it. You actually want to create jobs for them. And for a child who is developmentally only in 8th grade and they see adults say, "We will create a path for you, we want you here," that means something. And so there are so many ways, and we would love to. Ellen is my partner and inspiring. We want this to work for everybody, to build your culture, to inspire children, to grow your company, to grow your pipeline. We think this is really one of the most unique opportunities in a long time, and to grow support for public education. And we will have private school students at this as well. But this is about making sure that every child sees him or herself as a part of our future economy. That is the #1 thing, no matter what that child's academic background is. They believe they have a place. They will see that they have a future.
We're getting a lot of great feedback, Leigh, so way to go. You've answered a lot of the questions. Anybody else have any questions for Leigh or about our programming? Or how we can get in touch with you?
Hey, this is David. I'm just behind the mysterious Memphis World Trade Club icon here. But quick question as far as like follow-up and building blocks to that career once students have the opportunity to go to college. You mentioned the student loan program and that kind of student loan estimation planning and things like that. What kind of follow-up and kind of follow through do you all do in terms of, making sure they get the resources they need when they get out of college, maybe from a career standpoint? Do you guys help with any placement services or internship programs or anything like that nature?
We do not work, the bulk of our age group, we don't work with, that's a great question. But what we can do is make sure that our advocacy is in the places. So part of the work that I'm doing as a lifetime career person and as my former career as an English teacher, and I ran a school for many, many years, and is about making sure that the community's resources are present and there, and they are informed by the needs of our children. So this is why we are both college and career. So what is critically important, and so people you'll see on this career, this Inspire advisory committee is like, you see the University of Memphis and Stephanie present. We'll have Southwest Community Colleges on the Inspire advisory committee. We have every industry will be represented, along with the academic pathway to reaching that. So we need the children to understand early, before they might get to bad habits, what the education is, and to make sure that we're pushing our partners to provide those resources so that children know. But junior achievement, that is not part of our work, but we do see it as our responsibility within the community conversation.
We have another question for you, Leigh. Is that a Target shop I see in the background? How do you choose who gets to have a store in your simulated town?
That is a great question. And so that is a Target shop you see. And so this wonderful world that you are witnessing right now, junior achievement is actually growing. This world is actually, 307 Madison is actually for sale, because we're going to build a bigger and better world for our children. We are looking for a new home. And this world that you see right now is currently 9,000 square feet with what we call 15 shop sponsors. And what we want to build, our new world, will have 15,000 square feet, but it will actually have 45 shop sponsors in it. And the shop sponsors will reflect our greater Memphis community. So you will see right now, as you can see, you see the Grizzlies, Orville Hardware, Smith & Nephew, Mass Mutual, AutoZone, International Paper. These are very, very large organizations. And as you all know, a healthy economy is representational of revenue, companies with revenue lines at many, many different areas. So you will see in our new world, you will see startup businesses. We're going to have a startup park. So those companies who have under $100,000 a year revenue. You will also see companies with $1 million revenue, 50 million, 100 million, so that we can represent. And you will also see what we don't have represented yet in BizTown. We don't have any minority-owned companies. So we will always be very open that our city was built by companies owned by everybody, and we want that to be representational. And then we also don't have any companies owned by women. And we want, just as in your business, in the logistics business, while we are recruiting where, aggressively, and Stephanie has done such a beautiful job at the University of Memphis in being extremely specific in her engineering and where's the role of women in transportation, Junior Achievement can be that intentional as well. We need to represent that whatever challenge is facing our business partners, Junior Achievement should help be a solution for answering that, because it means there's opportunity. If there is a challenge, there is opportunity for children. Our new space, this space has not changed since 2003. Our new space will be flexible. The very challenges our economy will be facing, the very opportunities our economy will be facing, that is what our space will reflect. It will be fluid. So FedEx is represented in here, but we all know, and you all know, there is also all of your companies. So the question is, what is the supply chain that is a part of the logistics that lead to FedEx, but that lead to how everything else got there? And our children should understand that. So we will have a design component so that our children, so that everybody can be present, so that you can see how everything moves, and it will actually be visually represented. We will actually represent the river and the railroad. All of that will be visually present in this. So we're very excited about that. So the new town, we're hoping for 2023. That was COVID prior. I think, we may have to push to 2024, but that is not my hope. My hope is to aggressively gun for 2023, because I think our children deserve it.
I have another question. Where and how can minorities and women businesses owners inquire to serve and help? What's the process?
The process is schedule a meeting, number one, with Ellen or me. I am the most, some people say to my benefit, some people say to my detriment, the most transparent person on the planet. And there is space for everybody. And so schedule a meeting with Ellen or me. We are happy to work with you on that. Our board, and we are very intentional. The Inspire board is representational. This advisory board is representational of women, minorities, industry. We serve 90% of the children we serve are children of color. I want them to see themselves in this program when they come here. If they can't see themselves, how can we inspire them? But if they can see that they have a place at the table, then who knows what they can do? And so that is modeled by how we structure our leadership and how our world will be structured. So everything we do will be intentional. And I'm a Band-Aid ripper offer, and when we have ouch points for who's not there, we rip the Band-Aid off and we put them there, and we figure out a way. My niece is an improv comic, and the number one message of improv comedy is yes and not either or. So I just say yes and that's what we're working on.
I think we are all wrapped up on questions. If there are any more, send them on over.
So what I hope everybody will do, we will be following up. You're getting an email from us that'll have those slides and the video. But we are super easy to find as well. And I know that when you get the email, my contact and my cell phone number is on there. I welcome calls, and I'm fairly tireless, much to my family's, I guess it's just chagrin, and it's been a good benefit to them as well. But what you see is what you get with me, and I love working with people. I want to learn more about all of your companies and your industries, and to see how we can be of support to you. This is a learning curve for me too, and I see it, we're all in this together. So I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity to be here.
I'll hop back on. Leigh and Ellen, really appreciate you all joining us today. Just an incredible message and mission. And we're humbled in the club, Memphis World Trade Club is humbled by the opportunity to help you kind of spread that vision and share with us today. So thank you again for sharing.
Thank you.
Any more questions for me or the Junior Achievement crew? We'll call you that. We'll be sure to send out via the club email, and I don't know if you wanted to flash the contact information up to those that maybe aren't members, Leigh, or we can figure out a way to share your contact information.
I'll put it in the chat message right now.
Okay, great. And then that's incentive for those that aren't members on the call today. If you have any questions about becoming a member, I got to plug the club here. Be sure to reach out to myself or anyone else on the board. You can go to our website, memphisworldtradeclub.com, and just validate if you are or once were a member. Just make sure you're an active member so you continue to receive these notifications and are able to stay tuned into what we have to offer. So again, I really appreciate everybody joining today, and thanks again, Leigh and Ellen, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody take care, and everybody have a great week.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.